How do top-tier executives manage to maintain absolute clarity and focus when absolutely everything around them seems to be completely falling apart? Picture a standard physics problem playing out in the middle of a crowded intersection. Two vehicles collide head-on at 50 and 60 kilometers per hour. It's 35 degrees with a 5-kilometer eastward wind. Factor in a crying child and your mother in the hospital. Finally, tomorrow, you must clear a $10 billion check. Right in the middle of this exact moment, you throw a ball straight up into the air at exactly 10 meters per second. Tell me, exactly how high will that ball rise? This scenario is a stress test. When we assign equal weight to every piece of incoming data, the brain locks up. A master decision maker approaches this by immediately stripping away anything disconnected from the immediate action. Compassion for the child, anxiety about the hospital, the crushing weight of tomorrow's deadline, these are very real, but they have zero mathematical impact on the physical trajectory of the ball. The heat and the wind exist, but their physical effect here is negligible. They can be ignored entirely. When this diagram clears away, we see the only variable that actually dictates the outcome is the initial upward velocity of 10 meters per second. The math gives us a clean, objective answer. The ball rises exactly 5 meters. Stripping away the noise until only the governing mechanics remain is how complex systems become manageable. Isolating variables does not require ignoring the human element of a crisis. An effective manager understands the emotions circulating through a room, but strictly prevents those temporary feelings from making the final call. The primary job of an executive is to engineer and maintain a mental architecture. That architecture must consistently produce logical, repeatable decisions, especially when everyone else is panicking. True crisis management relies entirely on a pre-built cognitive system that operates independently of stress. Mastering this systematic approach allows a leader to reproduce the same clarity in a boardroom that a physicist finds in a lab. It comes down to 3 questions. First, what is the absolute most important problem requiring a solution this exact second? Second, what are the primary influential variables and which peripheral factors must be intentionally ignored? Third, what proven formulas, past data, or historical experiences can illuminate today's murky decision? Just as initial velocity determines the ball's height, identifying your most influential variable determines your strategic outcome. These questions turn an overwhelming crisis into a calculation of known factors. Just as the laws of physics dictated the exact height of the ball, corporate strategy requires its own set of unbreakable operational rules. Leaders forge these rules for hiring, for capital allocation, for product pricing, and brand growth, long before a crisis hits. It is easy to assume that the people who succeed are simply the ones holding the most raw data, but elite operators excel because they can sift through that data to identify the real question hiding behind the noise. A powerful decision does not begin with finding the right answer. It begins entirely with finding the right question.